you rockers, I'm Loren T. I am going to be walking you through some vocal techniques using our song Gold Lion by the Yeah. So the second thing I wanted to discuss in this first section is blending vowels. That means something kind of novel here. We've got a couple of complex vowel sounds here in our first lines, and that would be the word lions and light. We're having a specific vowel blend here. Gold lions. We have to make lions fit in one beat, rhythm-wise. We're gonna treat the word lions differently for our vocal, and we're gonna blend it with an ah sound and keep it relaxed. We're gonna be bringing up our jaw to connect lions to gonna, but we wanna keep that vowel sound as open as possible for as long as possible, because the vowel sound is where we make the best sound vocally. The word lions turns into lines. Almost sounds like lines as she sings it. Because again, she's trying to fit lions into lines, one beat. So blending that vowel, lines, with an ah sound can help you keep that line relaxed. And it happens in the word light as well. Light is light. You're hearing more of an ah vowel there. And as you finish the word light, your jaw does lift up. And so we're going to use that lift to complete the word is. But since our jaw is tight, we're going to use an E vowel to blend with our is sound. Gold line's gonna tell me where the light is. E sound brought in to blend with the is, not only because our jaw's already up, because we've completed the word light, and we're gonna kind of keep that local, use that E as the blender, and there you have it. That's vowel blending. What I like to do is do a critical listen to the song and see where else that's happening. It's happening throughout the song. A good way to do that is to do some headphones and sit down with the lyric sheet, have a little highlighter or pencil to help you kind of listen critically again and figure out where those blends are all taking place. Happens with our eyes here quite a bit. That is a complex vowel. So just a little introduction to vowel blending there. We've got quite a few lyrics coming down and a rhythm to stick to here. And we've talked about already in this video how important the breath is. What's more important is the timing of the breath as well. So something that we can do here, we can use our second section to map our breaths. And that again is a good thing to have that lyric sheet in front of you so you can make yourself a little note. I like to do a little apostrophe in between the two words I'm going to be breathing in. So as I'm reading a line, I have that spot marked so I can remind myself as I'm working off the lyric sheet still before it's memorized where I want to breathe, and try to stick to that. Sometimes it changes because again, our body is the instrument and that could vary how much breath we have that day. Mapping breaths, it's important to know where to breathe, and it's really important to know where not to breathe. What I mean by that is if the rhythm scheme or the beat of the song is going to mess with how the rhythm is, you don't want to breathe in between any spots, specifically in between a word, taking a breath before you finished a word, or something that's going to, again, mess with that rhythmic timing of the rhyme scheme. And we have that happening all over here. So it's a good section to map your breaths out. Just a quick example, we've got, now tell me what you saw, tell me what you saw. There was a crowd of seeds inside, outside. I must have done a dozen each. It was the height I threw, the weight the shell was crushing you. I've been around a few. Tell me what you saw, I'll tell you what to. So, that first part, let's discuss. Where you take the breath may be different from where I take the breath, just because we could be at two different points in our training. And maybe you don't have the ability to hold phrases as long as the next person. So that's why, again, it's going to be possibly an individual thing where you want to take the breath. Where I see in the lyrics there are commas, that's a good place to kind of indicate end of a phrase, good place to breathe. So, now tell me what you saw, breath. Tell me what you saw, breath. There was a crowd of seeds, inside, outside, I must have done a dozen each. Inside, outside, I must have done a dozen each. No breathing during that. We're just making impact with stopping and starting our breath, but not breathing in between. So, important to know where to breathe, important to know where not to put the breath. That becomes especially important in the second time that this part is repeated, because it does kind of wind around and it's a little bit more vamped out. It's slightly different than the first time it was sung, and that's a common thing to do as the song is ramping up to its climax. With that being said, we've got outside, inside. This is a moon without a tide. We'll build the fire in your eyes. We'll build the fire when the cover's getting brighter. Cold desire makes the moon without a tide. Not a ton of places to breathe in that last little bit when we have kind of a run-on sentence. And because our rhyme scheme is a riff on this, it kind of is intended to be a little bit repetitive, and it creates impact by doing that. Where I would not breathe would be, we'll build the fire in your eyes, breath. We'll build a fire when the cover's getting brighter. Cold desire makes a moon without a tide. Now, if that becomes hard to make it through, I put a really quick snap breath right after cold desire before I said that rest of that line, because I could feel myself getting ready to run out of air. So again, map out your breaths so you have an idea of how that's coming down, and you can make your breath last as long as possible, and you can also not lose impact with lines that sound weird with a breath in between. That's what I got for you on that section.